The human tongue is one of the most powerful, yet most overlooked organs in the human body. Most people think of it as just a piece of muscle that helps move food around the mouth. But in reality, the tongue is a highly complex, intelligent, and sensitive organ that plays a vital role in survival, communication, taste, and protection. From the moment you are born until your final breath, your tongue works constantly, often without you even realizing it. It helps you eat, speak, swallow, sense danger, clean your mouth, and connect your body to your brain in milliseconds. Without the tongue, life as we know it would be nearly impossible. The tongue is not a single muscle. It is made up of 8 different muscles working together in perfect coordination. These muscles are divided into 2 main groups. The intrinsic muscles are located entirely inside the tongue and control its shape, length, thickness, and fine movements. These muscles allow the tongue to curl, flatten, stretch, narrow, and perform extremely precise actions, such as shaping sounds during speech. The extrinsic muscles connect the tongue to the jaw, skull, and throat. These muscles control large movements, such as pushing the tongue forward, pulling it backward, lifting it up, or lowering it down. Because of this muscular design, the tongue is one of the most flexible organs in the human body. Unlike arms or legs, it does not rely on bones or joints, allowing it to move freely in almost every direction. The tongue has one of the strongest and fastest nerve connections to the brain. Several cranial nerves control its movement, sensation, and taste. The hypoglossal nerve controls tongue movement, allowing you to speak and swallow. The facial and glossopharyngeal nerves carry taste signals from the tongue to the brain, while the vagus nerve helps coordinate swallowing and throat protection. Because of these direct nerve pathways, the tongue can detect heat, pain, texture, and chemicals almost instantly. This is why you immediately pull your tongue away from hot food, sense sharp objects before injury, and taste spoiled food the moment it touches your mouth. The tongue acts as a biological warning system, protecting the body from harm. Taste is one of the tongue's most famous functions, but it is far more complex than most people realize. The tongue contains between 2,000 and 8,000 taste buds, each made up of dozens of taste receptor cells. These cells detect 5 basic tastes: sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami. Sweet signals energy-rich foods, salty signals essential minerals, sour detects acidity, bitter warns against potential toxins, and umami detects protein-rich foods. A common myth is that different parts of the tongue are responsible for different tastes, but in reality, all areas of the tongue can detect all 5 tastes. Some regions may be slightly more sensitive, but taste is spread across the entire surface. When you eat, the tongue does not work alone. As food enters the mouth, the tongue moves it around while saliva dissolves chemical compounds from the food. These compounds activate taste receptors, which send electrical signals to the brain. The brain then interprets these signals as taste. However, most of what we experience as flavor actually comes from smell. As you chew, aromas travel from the mouth to the nose, where olfactory receptors detect thousands of scent molecules. This is why food tastes bland when you have a blocked nose, and why aroma plays such a powerful role in how food tastes. Taste is not created by the tongue alone, but by a partnership between the tongue and the nose. The tongue is also essential for speech, one of the most advanced abilities of the human species. Speaking requires the tongue to move rapidly and precisely, changing shape and position to control airflow and sound. The tongue touches the teeth, gums, and roof of the mouth to produce different sounds. For example, sounds like T, D, and N require the tongue to press against the palate, while sounds like L require it to curve, and sounds like S and Z depend on precise airflow control. During normal conversation, the tongue can move up to 100 times per second. Without the tongue, speech would be slurred, unclear, and nearly impossible. Language, storytelling, and communication depend heavily on this small organ. Swallowing is another critical function of the tongue, and one that directly affects survival. Swallowing begins as a voluntary action. The tongue gathers food, mixes it with saliva, and shapes it into a soft ball called a bolus. It then pushes this bolus toward the back of the mouth. Once this happens, swallowing becomes automatic. The tongue helps block the airway, ensuring food does not enter the lungs, and triggers reflexes that safely move food into the esophagus and toward the stomach. If the tongue fails to coordinate properly, choking can occur, and food may enter the lungs, leading to serious or even fatal consequences. This makes the tongue a crucial guardian of the airway. The tongue also plays a constant role in keeping the mouth clean. It helps remove food particles from teeth, spreads saliva across the mouth, and supports the natural balance of bacteria. Saliva contains enzymes and antibacterial substances that protect oral health, and the tongue helps distribute these protective fluids. At the same time, bacteria can accumulate on the tongue's surface, especially on its rough texture. This is why bad breath often originates from the tongue rather than the teeth. Regular tongue cleaning can significantly improve oral hygiene and breath quality. One of the most fascinating features of the tongue is how quickly it heals. The tongue has a rich blood supply and is constantly bathed in saliva, which promotes rapid healing. Small cuts, burns, and injuries often heal within days. This rapid recovery is essential because the tongue is exposed to constant stress from chewing, hot foods, sharp objects, and bacteria. Fast healing helps ensure that this vital organ remains functional despite constant use. The tongue is also closely connected to emotions and the nervous system. Emotional states can instantly affect how the tongue feels and functions. Fear and anxiety can cause dry mouth, stress can alter taste perception, and nervousness can tighten tongue muscles. These reactions happen because the brain directly controls saliva production and muscle tension. This is why strong emotions can change appetite, taste, and even speech patterns. The tongue reflects what is happening inside the mind. Interestingly, every human tongue is unique. Its shape, texture, size, and movement patterns differ from person to person, much like fingerprints. Scientists are studying tongue patterns for biometric identification and medical diagnosis. Certain diseases and neurological conditions can change the appearance and movement of the tongue, making it a valuable tool for doctors. When the tongue is damaged or its nerves are affected, serious problems can occur. Loss of taste, difficulty speaking, swallowing disorders, and nutritional problems may develop. Conditions such as stroke, nerve injury, infections, and vitamin deficiencies can all impact tongue function. These problems highlight how essential the tongue is to everyday life and overall health. Many myths surround the tongue, but science has revealed the truth. The tongue is not divided into taste zones. It is not a single muscle, and taste is not created by the tongue alone. Instead, the tongue is a complex, intelligent organ working in harmony with the brain, nerves, saliva, and senses. In the end, the human tongue is far more than a simple muscle. It is a sensor that detects danger, a speaker that enables communication, a guide that controls swallowing, and a silent protector that works every moment of your life. You rarely think about it, yet it plays a role in nearly everything you do. The tongue is proof that some of the most powerful parts of the human body are also the most overlooked, quietly performing miracles every single day.